Well, it's Friday and I'm actually getting to go out for a ride today. I didn't have to work in the food truck. But even if I had, I'd be home by now because there was no business at all. So we closed down early and came home. So we've got a lot of wind today. It's mostly coming from the west, but the south as well a little bit. The big fire is to the south of us. But since it's mostly coming from the west, we're not really getting any smoke. You can see the mountains pretty clear. So that's nice. But my throat is still raw from the smoke and the coughing, I mean. So my throat's all scratched up. I'm trying to keep it hydrated with water, but it starts hurting really quickly after my last drink. So I'm heading south since that's the direction where gas stations are. If I go north, there's only one gas station for 50 something miles. So I need more water today. I'm going through it pretty good lately. Shade, I love it. It's an old abandoned house. Pioneer house, pioneer cabin, I guess. Oh, it's just so pretty. I love this view. So last year I had set a goal. It was the first year I was back on my bike, and I set a goal for 1,000 miles. And I didn't think that there was any way I'd actually make it. But I did, and then I exceeded it. I don't remember how many miles I ended up getting by the end of the year, but I kind of think it was close to 1,500, but it may have been more. And then the winter, I made a challenge to bike at least 10 miles every week. And I more than doubled that. So I was really proud of myself, really encouraged. So this year at the beginning of spring, I made 4 goals for this year. Sorry, I'm climbing a little hill. One was to ride the longest ride I'd ever done, which would be 125 miles in one day. To do at least one overnight bike tour or bike packing trip. To climb the top of my mountain again in my subdivision. And there was one more. What was it? I can't remember off the top of my head. But these 4 goals that I made seemed very, very attainable at the time. I have done the ride to the top of the mountain in my subdivision. So that one's done. But the other 2, I have 3, I guess. I'll have to look it up and see what my 4th one was. But the 2 that I can remember that I haven't done yet don't seem very attainable at this point. Dealing with my husband's health issues. I can't go away overnight. And he honestly doesn't even really like me going to work because he doesn't like being alone. I have to do that though. But anyway, I don't see myself doing the other 2. I just don't feel like it's possible at this point. I'm still gonna bike once a week if I can, but it may be shorter rides because whether we're here or in Georgia, if we find a way to do that, I'm gonna have to have another job. So, and then work as many hours overtime as I can at my main job. So anyway, that's where all that stands. The wind coming in from this side feels so good. It's like air conditioning. It says it's 90 degrees, but that wind is really helping cool me down. slightly a headwind, but the coolness hitting my side is making it all feel a lot easier than it would normally. After the art gallery, I turned around and I am heading back, and I've got a bit of a tailwind, which is quite nice. But I'm gonna stop in town, get some ice water, and then head up the hill. I was biking in this, not this bird, but one of its species, some kind of hawk, landed in the middle of the road. And there's this truck coming, and I'm thinking, get up, fly away, fly away. And then it finally did, but it was too late. And it pounded into the truck's windshield and flew up into the air, and then it landed. This one was crying and is staring at it. It's directly across the road from it. I think that was probably her mate that just died. How sad. That was not a good feeling. So, I was just walking away from the falcon that was dead. My husband pulled up. He was gonna go shopping down south, but power's out everywhere. So, he couldn't, so he turned around, saw where I was on Find My. So he came by to say hello while I was talking to him. This guy was on his four-wheeler on this trail right here, and Adam was parked in the side, or the space beside it, between the road and the trail, and he was zooming, and then he decided to cut over onto the road. There was actually a truck right where he pulled out into the road, and the truck had to swerve over into the oncoming lane to avoid him, and luckily no one was coming the opposite direction. And then a minute later, this guy is zooming past a car. Adam was like, "We need to get off this road." I'm like, "Yeah, but this is safer than the other road. I'm not gonna stop biking." But I do my best to keep an eye behind me, see what's going on back there, keep an eye out in front of me, see what's going on there. It's not perfect, but it's the best I can do. They have a refillable air horn for bikes. It's called the Air Sound, and I've wanted one for a long time, but I've never spent the money on it. I kind of feel like I need one of those now, just to remind people that I'm here, because people will people will be coming from this opposite direction and pass a car, start coming right at me. I feel like I need more visibility, so to speak, than I used to. And I think Georgia's probably worse, but I don't know why they really don't like bikers down there, cyclists, for some reason. For my cat that's gone missing, I haven't had any sightings or possible sightings of her for a week now. There's still one place that I've seen a black and white cat that I want to go back and look in the morning, because that's when I saw it. It was early morning, but that was 2 weeks ago at this point. And I went back in the day, and I went back at night in the dark. But I didn't see anything. Ooh, bumpy. Anyway, there's been mountain lion sightings down as far as our property, or almost as far as our property. And then the guy behind us, the guy with the lot behind us, where he mines all the rocks out of the ground, he's got a flock of chickens, there on that property. And so I asked him if he had lost any chickens to the mountain lion, and he said no, but there was a coyote chasing the chickens around the outside of the coop, but they're fenced in pretty good, so he never got in. But there was a coyote right behind my yard. Unfortunately, I kind of think that that's what happened to her. She was such a friendly cat. She would walk up to a dog and just rub on it. So I kind of think that that's what happened. That was the first I had heard of coyotes coming down this low. Usually in the summer we don't have any wildlife coming down our way except for deer. And this year the animals are all coming down low because there's no water. It's just so dry. We haven't had any rain all summer except for like 5 minutes once, maybe twice, but that's it. And so all the water sources are drying up and they're coming down low to get water and probably food too, because where there's no water, there's no little food or big food. It's kind of scary. I'm so glad I live where there's wildlife. Just love seeing them. I'm very, very pleased with how clear the air has been today. I love being able to see my mountains again. It's so nice to not be covered in smoke. So tomorrow we're gonna go see a play up north and then rush back down for an event with a food truck. So I imagine that I will be helping with that, since Adam can't really work very well right now. So anyway, I won't have a chance to ride tomorrow, I don't think. But Sunday I will again. So even though this ride was only 23 miles, it won't be the only miles I get this week, unlike last week. So anyway, I'm done with this ride. I'll see you next time. And until then, get outside, just breathe in fresh air if you're lucky enough to have it.